going to be extra careful about the steps that I take because there's only so much opportunity and so much money and so much other things out there that what I see in front of me is all there is. And those are the people that I had around me in my life at that time. I didn't realize that with that mindset that closed me off from other opportunities that I had later in life. But I will say when you talk about the turning point for me, there was a counselor, a high school counselor. I still remember his name is Mr. Hearn. And Mr. Hearn sat me down, and I was a very studious young man back then. And I viewed education as an opportunity to improve my way in life and help my mom and all that kind of thing. But I didn't have any social skills. And so Mr. Hearn said, Ron, there is a program called INROADS. It's an internship program. And, have you ever thought about going into business? Have you ever thought about, focusing on accounting and business and that kind of finance? And I hadn't given it any thought. And so I looked into it. And from that conversation, that launched a kind of a whole new door for me, because I did get into that program, and INROADS is still around today. It's an internship program for minorities for the most part, and women and minorities. And it talks about focusing on how to get inroads into corporate America for non-traditional students, because I was certainly a non-traditional student back then. And it pairs you up with companies. And so that was my first opportunity to introduce into the corporate world. And, and I will just say that the not having anybody around me in my life at the time, but one had graduated from college, or two was in an environment like that, was also kind of a initial challenge in my early years. And so, we can talk about that later. I don't want to go too far down the path, but one of the things, and the reason why I'm so happy to be here, and my big reason of why I do what I do today, which is leadership coaching and development, is that in that early part of my story, I remember how I felt. I remember feeling the limiting beliefs of the not being worthy. I remember feeling that my parents' divorce was partly my fault. I remember feeling that somehow I was less than other people. And so I had to feel like I had to work twice as hard to get just as much. And that mentality of scarcity was something that I got through a lot of good people in my life, a lot of good people, starting with Mr. Hearn.